Hello and welcome back to episode 23 of the Middle Ground podcast. This is the first episode that I've done in a while that isn't a Fat Loss Foundations episode because that series is done. It was 10 episodes explaining the basics of fat loss and how to make it easy for you. This episode, I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different than I normally talk about. It's not really about fitness. It's much more personal development focused and a little bit woo-woo, if I do say so myself. So this week, I've decided I'm going to talk about making hard decisions. How to make hard decisions, how to make hard decisions easier, and the things that lie on the other side of hard decisions. This is a highly relevant topic for me recently, and there's a lot of passion behind it at the moment, which is why I wanted to record this now and not put it off and not plan it too far in advance, because I really want to speak from the heart on this episode. And hopefully that resonates and is clear with you guys that it is that important to me and quite fresh on my soul. So, recently I was faced with a hard decision. Now, not as hard as I know some people have had to make. Some decisions that I know people have had to make are insane. They're massive. They're, potentially life or death. This wasn't life or death, but it was life-changing, I believe. I won't go into too much detail. I got offered a very good job offer. A very good job offer that would have still allowed me to coach, but it would have meant giving up something that I care about largely, which is my own business. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail here. But it would have meant giving up my own business. I had to think very long and hard about this because it would have allowed me to coach. It would have allowed me to make a lot more money coaching. And that is important at the end of the day. Now, I got this offer on a Thursday and I had the weekend to mull over it, talk it through with people. I talked it through with everyone I could get my hands on. Anyone that I could get my hands on, I got their opinion on it. I don't necessarily believe in doing what other people tell you to do, but I am a massive fan of explaining your situation to people that you believe will give you good advice and people that you trust to give you the right advice, and just seeing what they say and seeing how they interpret the situation and what your course of action should be. At the end of the day, you have to make your own decisions. You have to do the decision that aligns with you, which I'm going to get onto in a second. But I do think outsourcing just that thought process and having to explain your situation to other people is really helpful in making decisions for yourself. So I ran this decision through with people and I mulled it over. And by the end of the weekend, I decided that I wasn't going to take the job. And the reason why I made this decision was because my business and the thing that I've built over the last 2.5 years is way more important to me than more money. And this is where knowing your values and your mission statement comes in. My mission statement is to help people feel comfortable and confident in their bodies without going to extreme measures. That is my mission statement. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I help people do. That's something that I care about, and it is the impact that I want to have on the world. So that's my mission statement. And my values are largely similar. Their integrity, their humour, their respect, their confidence. These are things that are all very important to me. I could go on. So when it came to making this decision, when I really thought about it, I don't think it was that hard a decision to actually make. Because I realised that while money is a necessary condition for my fulfillment, it is not a sufficient condition for my fulfillment. Money alone will not fulfill me. So increasing the amount of money I was making wouldn't have helped my fulfillment. Because my fulfillment comes from running a business, from helping people. And again, I still would have been coaching and making more money. But I knew that wouldn't have fulfilled me the same way. If I was making 10 times the amount of money from that, I wouldn't have felt as fulfilled as I would have been making, the same amount of money from my own business. Less money from my own business. Absolutely no chance. So I realized that money for me was a necessary condition. I couldn't be fulfilled without it because you need it to survive, but it wasn't the sufficient condition. There were many other things that mattered to complete that definition of fulfillment for me. So I ended up turning the offer down. And as I turned the offer down, again, it made very clear to me my mission statement and my values. You have to know your line in the sand. And when you know your line in the sand, you can make hard decisions much easier. Simply because if that decision crosses that line, you know what to say, rather than not having your mission statement or your values clear and having nothing to guide you on tough decisions. Does it make the decisions any easier to actually make? No, because you've still got to do the hard thing. But does it make the equation more simple? 100%. Absolutely. I'm a believer that you will get rewarded for doing the things that align with your values and the things that you say you care about. Because you prove that those are the things that you actually care about. They're not things that you don't hold up and don't live up to when the situation gets tough. You have put your foot down and you have said, these things matter to me, and I will show you how much they matter to me by making that hard decision. After making this decision, I had doors open for me that I didn't know were there. This is very recent. I had multiple opportunities come my way that were very exciting, didn't require me to sacrifice my values, sacrifice my goals, and sacrifice my mission statement. They allowed me to keep doing the things I wanted to do, get a better result from it, and work harder towards the things that I care about. So after turning down this opportunity, I had 2 or 3, maybe even 4 opportunities come my way that I couldn't have been more happy about. Whether this was simply coincidence, whether this was me working harder because I turned down something that if I wasn't going to work harder, then I probably should have just taken, or whether it was, again, not a particularly religious person, whether it was something bigger that saw that I had lived up the things that I say that I care about and rewarded me for making the aligned and tough decision. Again, just theories being thrown out there. I don't know what it is. Again, could very well just be coincidence, but it almost feels too aligned to be coincidence. I'll leave you with that. I'll let you decide whatever you think about that. But you have proven, if to no one else, to yourself, that you are who you say you are, and that you care about the things that you claim to care about. Because you've made the decision, even though it was difficult, that aligns with the person that you say you are, the values that you say you have, the things that you say you care about. There's a big difference between saying and doing, talking and action. Massive difference. It's very easy to talk. Talk is cheap. Action is expensive. Action has consequences. Talk rarely does. If you crumble at the first hurdle or the first easy way out, then how would you ever have been successful at the things that you say you care about? The first hurdle comes and you fall. Do you get back up? You will fall at many hurdles along the way, whether you're building a business, whether you're trying to lose fat, whether you're looking out, building a family, looking out for the people around you. If you crumble at the slightest inconvenience and the first thing that comes your way, forget about it. Forget about being successful in that thing. Forget about losing the weight and being confident in your body for the long time. You will probably fall at the first hurdle. You don't know how to jump yet. You need to get back up and learn to jump. And the hurdles get bigger, but you can jump more. The only thing that separates you and the people that do make the progress that you wish you were making is the ability to get up after a hurdle. If you fall over on the first hurdle and call it quits, do not expect to see the results. Don't expect to get to the finish line. Don't expect to win the race. Whereas, if you get up after the first hurdle, you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, run to the second, jump over the second, clip your foot, fall over, get back up. Run to the third, jump over it, clip your foot, get back up. You clear the fourth, you clear the fifth, you clear the sixth. Fall over on the seventh, you get back up, you keep your right. This is what making progress looks like in every single facet of life. It comes with pain. It comes with mistakes. It comes with slipping up. You will fuck up. I've talked about this a lot. I talk about it all the time. You absolutely will fuck up. I would bet every single penny I've ever made that anyone starting anything will make a mistake. That's not a unique perspective. I know. You will make a mistake. Whether you can recover from the mistake is a different story. And if you can recover from the mistake, that is what will lead to you making progress in the long term and making less mistakes. You can't expect to be perfect right from the start. So I know that this is a one-of-one case, that this is something that's just happened to me. I made a hard decision and I got rewarded for it. But I feel like this is wider. I feel like this spreads further. I think generally hard decisions lead to people being rewarded for making them. In the short term, maybe. In the long term, probably. Depends how long you want to stretch that time horizon for after a decision. But I do think the right decisions are often difficult to make. But once you've made them, you know that they were the right one. You feel it in your soul. It's similar to when you flip a coin. If you ever split on a decision, flip a coin, and while it's in the air, you'll know exactly which one you want to get. Just by looking at the tails, your heart might drop and you go, I knew I wanted a heads. It's the same with making hard decisions. Once you've made the decision, you will know which one was the right decision, most of the time. Because you know your values, you know your mission statement, and you know your line in the sand. So you know that that decision aligns with your values, whether it is difficult to make or not, you know it is the right one. So I can't stress this enough. Figure out your values, figure out your mission statement, and you can go from there. And you will make decisions much easier, even though they are difficult decisions. And again, in turn, you will likely be rewarded for making those hard decisions, be it big, be it small. You will probably find some sort of reward on the other side of making a tough decision. This has been an interesting one. As I said, it's very fresh. It's very personal. But I hope you got something from it. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for giving me your time. I know it hasn't been the longest episode in the world, but I feel it was important nonetheless. So thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you all in the next one.